we're also teaching Marines how to take care of each other. You know, there's self-aid, buddy aid, and corpsman aid, and certain things we don't need to be bothered with as corpsmen. Also, I remember reading this is about like 2010, 2011, I believe. If a Marine was injured in the field and was sustained by the corpsman and eventually, transported back to the rear, there was a 90% survival probability for that Marine because they were stabilized by the corpsman. For a corpsman at that same time, it was a 55% survival probability. I remember reading about that. Um, I remember, and I've said this before, it's such an intimate way to learn medicine because you're not just learning how to do this to somebody who comes in and you never saw them before and they're gone. I mean, for us, it's like family. You're learning how to do this to your brothers and your sisters. And not only that, when you're teaching them how to care for themselves, it's like you're also teaching how to care for you. You don't want to be that guy in Saving Private Ryan and Tom Hanks is like, Doc, tell us what to do. You don't
Yeah.
want to be that situation. So you're teaching Marines how to take care of themselves. You know that these skills you're teaching them are going to also be used for you. Um, it was such an intimate way to learn. And I mean, like, you're learning how to do a crike and you're doing live tissue. You might be doing it on a human being in a week, 2 weeks. It's there's like it's not hypothetical, and it's not just a human being, somebody you and really care about. Like it's and maybe under fire on top of everything else. I think it's and you really a great blend of that. You've got this excellent medical ability and skill set. You have the hindsight, but you're also able to keep up, if not surpass, a lot of the Marines you're with. What tied that all together for you?
It was just my exposure to, different people when I first got into the Navy. Like my Corpsman A school instructor, that guy was locked on, man. He was an FMF corpsman. He had multiple deployments.
I had an A school guy like that too, who eventually gave me pinned the FMF badge on me years later, which was crazy. But yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. You see like this a badass like that, and you're like, that's the guy. That's who I want to be like.
I actually had two in my
Oh,
as my
okay.
instructors. And and the one guy, our second class, so our first class was the main, and the second class was like the A slash. The second guy, we were like on test 10 or something like that, and he comes in, he was like, going back to the show, guys. And we're like, hell yeah, we're all clapping for him.
Yeah.
And like
Go back to the show.
we're clapping for this dude because he's getting redeployed back to a combat zone. And that was just the kind of mentality that we were instilled with from the beginning. Like combat is, varsity. If you want to
Yeah.
be
Yep.
JP,
Yeah.
head over to the branch health clinic, head over to the BAS, the RAS, and just do your time there. But, you know, going to war, being in combat, your combat patrols, your combat action ribbon. Oh, dude, after that, man, let somebody without a combat action ribbon try to tell me. I'd say, hey, let me ask you something. How'd you get here without your car?
Yeah.
They're like,
It's a
my
good one.
car's in the parking lot. And I'm like, no, ding dong, your actual car. Oh, that's not like the maker of men. I'm like, isn't it though? It, but you got guys that are puffing their
But
chest
that's
out.
something, now you're not throwing that in the face of your average person. That a douchebag would do that. You are not like some guy like, show me your car. Okay. You're talking to a douchebag who's,
Oh,
trying to be this, he's basically a poser. You're using your powers to call him out. You're like the
yeah.
most humble person I know. So
I'm
I wanna point that out. Like
I'm telling I'm
you're not
telling the
just like,
truth.
look at my purple heart. What do you got? You don't say anything. But if you come across a douchebag, that's where the war chest comes out.
Yeah, if you got a guy that's peacocking, you're gonna use that to put their feathers away.